the Canon M50. Better known as the best YouTube and vlogging camera of its time. But can it be used professionally? And is it still worth it in 2022? Stick to the end of the video and we'll find out. And we'll also figure out how I've made over $10,000 with this camera when I first started out freelancing. Hey, what's up guys? I'm Nick. I'm a freelance photographer and videographer. If you're new here, go ahead and click that subscribe button so you never miss a video. So the Canon M50 is a very compact, lightweight camera. It feels really good in the hands. It's got a really good build. It does not feel cheap. It does not feel like a toy like some other entry-level cameras might. I really don't think you can buy these new anymore because there is a newer version out called the Mark II. Honestly, I've never really used it. Never really had any hands-on experience with it. And from what I've heard, there's not too much of a difference between the two. If you guys would like to see a comparison video on them and give me an opportunity to pick up the Mark II, let me know, because I can definitely do that. So I found it online in Canon, refurbished, body only, about $459. Now with all the other sites out there like OfferUp, Marketplace, you can probably find a better deal. So I'm gonna go ahead and range this anywhere between $400 to $600. Depending on whether you get it with the kit lens. The M50 is not a full frame mirrorless camera. You are dealing with a 1.6 crop factor, but we'll get back to that in just a second. Coming in hot with Canon's dual pixel autofocus, face traction, and eye detection. Photography wise, this is a great camera. I love it. It's coming in at 24.1 megapixels and it can shoot 10 frames a second and continuous shooting. And honestly, I've done a lot of photo shoots with this camera and I love it. As far as video goes, yes, you can shoot 4K at 24 frames a second, but that's gonna bring me back to the 1.6 times crop factor. Now, if you don't know what that means, basically, let's take the kit lens, okay? The kit lens is running as wide as it can go is a 15. So you're gonna times that by 1.6, which brings you to a 22 millimeter. So your 15 becomes a 22. Now, if you switch it into 4K, you're gonna be coming up on a 1.7 crop combined with the 1.6 crop, and now you're getting a 2.72. And with 4K, you're losing your ability to autofocus, which honestly, that's one of the biggest cons when it comes to buying this camera. If you're looking for 4K, I would not get this camera. Now, when we switch over to 1080, you're gonna get your 24, your 30, and your 60 frames a second. And we also have 60 frames and 120 frames at 720. Now, the 120 frames, as you know, is great for super slow motion, but again, you're also losing your autofocus in 720. And I mean, come on, it's 2022. Who's really shooting in 720 anymore? I'm not. All right, so enough with the specs. Let's get into what you're really here for, which is the everyday practical use of the camera. Can it be used professionally? Is it just a vlogging camera? Answer is yes and no. This is where I'm really torn because I have used this camera professionally for over a year. Photo shoots, video shoots. I've made over $10,000 to $11,000 in profit on this camera in my first year alone. Let's roll a short little B-roll clip to kind of highlight some of the stuff that I've done with this camera so you can see for yourself.
Please remain seated. Don't let it rule you. Everything's gonna be alright. Don't let it rule you.
All in all, the Canon M50 is a great purchase for anyone looking to get into vlogging, YouTube, and some professional content. And I mean, like at the end of the day, it's all about who's behind the camera. Mainly at the end of the day, you gotta ask yourself what you're wanting to shoot. If you're just doing YouTube and you're just doing vlogging, this camera is going to be the perfect setup for you. If you're looking to get into professional work, honestly, I would look a little bit higher. But if you're on a budget, like I was when I first started out, you can still pull it off. If I didn't have the Canon M50 in 2022, would I pick it up? The answer is yes, 100 times yes. I love this little camera. I admire this little camera. I just got a lot of memories with this camera. I mean, honestly, I just can't wait for one day to be able to retire it and set it up on a mantle somewhere and in the morning sip my coffee and remember where I came from. Guys, if you enjoyed this video and you took something from it and you're gonna go pick up the Canon M50 yourself, then drop a like, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next one.